Welcome to Moonlight Madness, and today I'm reading for the star sign of Sun, Moon and Rising fire signs. And I'm working with Doreen Virtue and Radleigh Valentine, the Fairy Tarot. I'm also working with the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette-Baron-Reid, and I'll be using the Fairy Oracle by Wild Wisdom of the Fairy Oracle, Lucy Cvendish, and artwork by Selina Fenech. So the first cards I pulled today, which I had to Google, is the 10 of Spring. This is to do with weeks. So in 10 weeks' time, you may need some help, or to help you with a business that you're starting up or trying to start up. So it says you've taken on too much, you need someone else to be a backup, either to fix it, tweak it, handle the financials, or handle the computer side of things. And that's what it's saying. So it says you might be so swamped that you don't know what's up and what's down at the moment. You're overwhelmed. You've got 10 people you're trying to help, or 10 fires you're trying to put out, pretty much. It's being overwhelmed, trying to carry everything on your back, being independent. Not always can you be independent. You may need to reach out to a support work or supportive people from a community. Understanding your life purpose, releasing judgments of yourself and others. So it's saying being non-judgmental. This Christian group or church group may offer their assistance in helping you, as long as they see you're helping yourself as well. And they might be very supportive, good people, which is very hard to find these days that you can trust with your life. 20. And so that's that card, Judgment card. You may also feel like you're being judged harshly by others, whether it be family or friends or people that you used to want to spend a lot of time with. You may feel harshly judged by them. An important milestone, seeing things in a whole new light, a call to fulfill your destiny. Understanding your life purpose. Visualize your happiness, possible future, and start making the steps. Feel free to ask a friend to help plan out your journey with you. Pay attention to flashes of inspiration and original creative ideas. These epiphanies are a way or part of your life purpose and are meant to guide you on your way to joy. Our fairies are joined by Joseph Arimathea, the original gardener of the Holy Grail. And as beard grows, it may remind you of St. Nicholas holding his list and sitting beneath the holy hawthorn tree, which only blooms at Christmas and Easter. So it's symbolising Easter. The rabbit and butterfly in the card symbolise springtime. So small people, or people that feel small, are attracted to small animals, small dogs, small pets. So you may be quite a shy, retiring type, even though you come across really confident. Underneath you might be quite shy. 4 of Spring. This is your recent past. It's talking about a home move, deep peace and happiness, a contented personal life. So maybe you were recently married, or moved in with someone, or moved to a new home with someone, and it might not have been a country or place that you're familiar with. It could be a cold country because it's got the cold ace of winter. You might have moved from a hot climate to a cold climate, which is surrounded by ice or winter weather. 4 of Spring. Can also talk about the 4 is like the gateway. It's like 11:11. It's very lucky. It's also karmic. It's destined. So your relationship with the person that you're with, who could be an air sign, or they could be an earth sign with air in their chart, or a strong air in their chart. Taking a lighthearted approach to things is possibly something you need to look at. Not be so serious about things. It also is pride in your accomplishments, gratefulness, baby showers. Maybe you recently had a baby shower, or you had a christening. 6 of Cups is to do with looking back on old photographs, children or childhood, the return of people or roommates or romances from your life, remembering events differently in a better or worse light than how they really occurred. So you might be just reminiscing of past events, running into friends you haven't seen in years that may just drop back into your life. 6 months ago, you might have run into an old friend from your old stomping ground. Winter is days, so in a day's time, things are going to change around for you. there's going to be a shift in energy because we're coming into April season, which is not Pisces energy anymore. We're coming into Mars energy, Aries, warlike. You might have to be careful not to lose your cool, not to get overly upset. You might be accident prone. You might have to get a needle or an operation, minor operation. And you might have downloads coming through. See how she's got that crystal above her head? So I usually use quartz crystal to get downloads for myself. Breathe in positive energy, and then on the other hand, breathe out negative energy, which is your black obsidian, or protection. It can be based on protection as well. The Queen of Summer is loving, comforting, emotional, and intuitive. And that's coming into your life. You've got a water sign that's got you on his radar or her radar. There's someone around you who's a very emotional person who could be in the nursing or health industry. I got this for air signs. They could be a nurse, or they could be a doctor, or someone who is going to be there for you and supportive of you in your endeavours. They could be like an old friend because you've known them for a long time. You may have to get a cosmetic procedure done. And it says that the Queen of Summer gets very burnt out very quickly. She's running around helping others but gets tired herself and isn't showing the same compassion as everyone else. As what she gives out, she doesn't always get back. See here, you've got here all the sunflowers. That represents them all trying to get her attention. She's only one person. She wants them to also help themselves, is what she's saying. Yeah, she can be very caring, or he can be very caring. That is who was on your horizon. Six of Swords. This is Six of Swords. Is 6 days' time. You may be going on a travel location. On location, you could work as an actor and be on location. Fire sign. And you may have to travel to a sunnier, distant shore. You may have lived in a cold or place that's cold right now, or going into winter, where they're moving into their summer. So you could be going from the southern hemisphere to the northern hemisphere, hence the Ace of Winter, the cold climate change. Or maybe the place you live with is going through a climate change, and you're finding it's not as hot as what it used to be. It's going to be colder where you live now than what it was before. These can flip in reverse. The southern hemisphere could become colder, and the northern hemisphere could warm up because of global warming. Is another thing they're talking about possibly happening. A welcome relief, choosing a new city to live in. You may travel over water, or you may be in your future, or your journey may be a metaphorical one. To move or relocate should be looked upon very favourably. Leave your troubles behind and plot a course for the future. And a Faery navigates his boat towards the village in the distance, while there may be still ice floating in the water. The scene here shows the warmth and the future holds. A welcome relief. King of Swords is around you. The Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra energy. You've got someone around you that is old and wise, and usually it's Aquarius is the grandfather of the air signs. Then it goes Libra as the adolescent, and then the baby of the zodiac in the air is represented by Gemini, because they're a big kid at heart. So you're a fire sign, and you might be interested in someone with a air placement. And I'm getting Gemini because the Fool is up top. Strong Gemini placement. The Fool represents children and childlike qualities. Then you've got Eight of Summer, the desire for a more meaningful life. Realising it's time to move on. You want to make major life changes. You want to get rid of everything. Maybe you're just going to get into a storage unit and just throw everything and donate everything because you don't need it anymore. You don't want it anymore. It's old, it's past, and it's old energy. You may want to attract new energy, young energy. And the person you may be interested in could be older than you, and you may be younger than them. So that's also a possibility. This is the wisdom of the oracle, and that just fell out. No place like home. You're going to find a very unique house to live in. Oh, there we go. Chop wood. So it says just doing normal things like cleaning and mending and things like that is going to help you right now. Just to take your mind off what's going on. The thing you can control, and if you've got any type of Taurus in your chart, the need to control is very strong, and if you can't control it, it upsets you. And I think that's why, with everything going on with the COVID and the possibility of war with Russia and the floods, is this their lack of control. We're used to being in control of everything. We've got diaries, we've got internet, we've got things at our fingertips, technology that we can control things like who we choose to talk to. If we don't want to talk, so we don't answer the phone. Or we can let it go to message bank. There's control. That element of control has now disappeared. There is no normal, and we're still trying to all find our feet because we're human beings, not human doings. So it's really hard to predict what you're meant to do for the future, what field you're meant to go into, because there's going to be whole new fields of jobs coming up because all the old ones have been made redundant because of COVID. There's holes in society that used to be filled with classes like middle class, lower class, upper class. All that's been removed because COVID has humbled us all. There was no one who was escaping the pandemic. No one got out of it alive. Some of us died from it. Pretty sure Prince Philip died from COVID. And Prince William got sick with it. And Prince Charles. The pandemic never discriminated against your wealth, your class, your status. It just hit everyone. And it made us realise how important it is about family and how you could be here one day and gone the next. It's a kind of desperation that I'm smelling in the air. It's a fear and desire. There's a book I'm reading, a discovery of which is desire and fear are the motivators from the past, and they're still the motivators now. We thought we were through this, we were beyond a war. Now we're realising no one's immune to any of this. Everyone's going to get sick. Boris got sick. Boris Johnson got sick. 50. And he's a minister. Authenticity, coming home to yourself, feeling at home, arriving at a place where you just fit in. Being comfortable in your own skin. Home feels safe and secure. It's a comfortable place to rest and create. A place that is known and you can call yours. This card signals that your ability to trust yourself and feel at home in your own skin is beginning to solidify. As you claim your dignity and integrity, aspects of yourself, no one can take that away from you. You know who you are. You hold your head high with neither pride nor humility. Instead, you stand as the observer, seeing through the eyes of your soul. This puts you in a position of power and strength. Authenticity is your home. You are safe here in the house of your spirit. Wood. Chop wood, 42. A doing card. You need to keep your hands busy so that you feel useful. There are times when the dream is meant to lie dormant. You can pay attention to the simple chores in your life. Consider why pruning a tree is a forerunner of delighting them with beautiful blooms when it is full blossom. The mundane act of pulling off dead leaves, mowing the lawn, watering the soil, and then leaving it to be, let nature take its course, is a very important step in manifestation. Taking your attention away from your goal brings you into a state of receptivity. This is the deeper purpose for releasing attachment. When you engage in everyday tasks in a meditative, contemplative way, you clear your energy to receive your aha moments, which brings you even closer to what you seek. Nothing is as important right now as just doing what you need to do day to day. Let your heart remember that not everything has to be hard-won, passionate, or even obviously meaningful. Relationships and friendships go through lulls when the everyday tasks are at the centre of awareness. That is perfect now. Hold hands, wash dishes, make a fire, read a book, share a meal, say nothing, stare into space, pick up a sock, tell a dumb joke, and leave a space to breathe. The work of your relationship right now is very simple, just to be present. All is well, really. You need to take small steps. Wash the dishes, walk the dog, chop wood, carry water. Yeah. Look after the small things that you can control than trying to control the larger things in life, because everything is now in a flux. That's all you've really got to do. And this COVID made us stay home and look at the mundane things. We've had to come to a screeching halt from this on steroids type of lifestyle. We created a lifestyle we couldn't cope with. we have to hit the pause button every now and then, have a spa day. And that's what it's asking and encouraging us to all do, is to slow down and smell the roses. You don't have to be on 100 miles an hour acceleration. You have to sometimes just slow down. Acorn's intuition. There you go. That's interesting. There's a guy on television that looks like him. It's Married at First Sight. The guy that's with the makeup artist looks just like him. Interesting how I pulled this card a long time ago. Never think I'd actually see him on television. But like attracts like, law of attraction. There goes this card that jumped out of me. Oh, the Midnight Prince. Ask for what you want and be honest. Ask for what you want. The Midnight Prince comes at the midnight hour. And I'm reading a book about the Midnight Prince, who was a vampire, Children of the Night. So it's interesting what I've been reading. I'm attracted to this reading. And it is to do with the dark and the light. She's the witch, he's the vampire. But they both work together. And where's my book gone to? There it is. So we're looking up. Someone needs to do massage therapy or connect with their hands. You may have to get a visit from someone who needs a massage because they're not coping. And they need someone to settle them down. Or you may be able to give your own self a massage. But body work is required right now in order to feel safe. I sometimes put my hand on my chest when I feel unsafe to calm myself down. Or rub my knee, so I'm self-soothing. This is the card, a beautiful man, physically appealing, earthy in nature, well in body, healthy in sexual appetite, who has a strong association with the archetype of Robin Hood or Robin Goodfellow. He has something of the fawn or satyr or pan about him, so he's like a man-child. And while he is a man, truly, he is also there to help his woman by loving and honouring her physicality. A unique aspect of the fairy realm is that it honours both the goddess and the god. Fairies teach us to be vital, to be healthy, and part of this is the glory in our physical selves, our physical desires. The fairyman is not talking about a kind of base physical gratification, an appetite sated. He's speaking of a communal healing, loving touch, as his fingers caress the earth. He respects and loves the woman, the feminine, the mother, the crone, and the maiden. I got this in air sign reading. He reminds us that when we touch something, we are in common with it. We are at one with it. Touch is an energy communion and exchange between two or more people or beings. No one can touch and left unchanged. When we touch with fairy fingers, super sensitive and fully aware and conscious, we experience the sublime and make better choices about who we touch and who touches us and why. You may have childhood issues you need to address, fire sign. Have a massage. Go into earthly sensuality. Lovemaking. Yoga. Get at one with yourself to calm the mind and the body. If the mind is busy, then the body will suffer. The hair is a good indication of how the mind is. If the hair is messy or standing on end, then the nerves are on end or on edge. That's why I always comb mine back to control it. This static electricity I have in my hair is on fire. If every thought is a wish to the fairy, what are you on your way to receiving? The fairy prince is making an appearance in your life soon, in the form of wishes and dreams coming to fruition. In order to create the greatest possible potential from these wonderful beings' abilities, be sure to know what it is you want, then to focus your thoughts, actions, emotions, and intent on this. Bring all into your alignment and be honest when you appear to be blocks, then allow them to be released, gently and without drama. The thing is to be honest about what it is you want. There is no penalty for being so, and there is nothing to hide or disguise about yourself. Only be who you are and watch the magic begin to unwind in your life. He's a wish granter. He will look into your eyes and your heart and see what is there that you want, and it will come true because he's a wish granter. And so before you see him and meet with him, you must be honest with yourself, examine your heart and your head, and form your wishes from the very best that is there. Do not try to hide from your darkness with him or excuse them. He has them too. Does not find them bad, but he does know that whatever it is that you want has been born out of all you are. And if you remain unaware of all that you are, you will have wishes granted that somehow echo those unclaimed parts of yourself. When you meet him, and this card says you will, know yourself, be who you are, and ask truthfully what it is you want. And that brings what you will ask for. Knowing a wish will be granted, that wish you will ask to be given. Will you wish to be pain-free, to find new love, to be more redundant? What is it you truly wish for? And know that all the wishes that take you closer to who you really are the good wishes, as we humans call them. And all the wishes that take you farther away from who you are the wishes that can distract you and go wrong. So do wish boldly and bravely, truthfully and honestly. And because this fairy prince can see all that you are, the more you know who you are, the more wonderful a wish can be granted. He is the vampire and the midnight prince that will grant you your wish at the midnight hour.